a different, not class, it's just a discussion. I will talk about discussion. The spring 2020 session we have already completed, isn't it? So this will be summer 2020, and by the help of Almighty Allah, that we have already finished probably 20 to 25 days of span of class, where we have finished, if I'm not wrong, almost 6 to 7 class, if I'm not wrong. My students, almost 6 to 7 class, isn't it?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And in my opinion, I don't know how you feel. Our progress is excellent, in my opinion. In my
Yes, sir.
opinion,
Yes.
I have discussed quite a healthy amount of topic.
Yes.
So 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 before further going, I know, let me remind you that, okay, yes, please give your role in the chat box. That
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
I forgot to say that. So before going to the topic, I will discuss something about midterm exam. The exam which happens in the middle of your semester. It might happen at the end of this month. At the end
No,
of this month. So more
it
than
is
15
close to
to,
us, sir. It is close near to us.
yes, it's very close, very close. But I believe that we have already finished almost 70 to 80% midterm syllabus. So I will get 4 to 5 class before midterm exam. So in between those 4 to 5 class, hopefully that I believe that we can finish our midterm syllabus. So it's not a big deal for that. And I believe that everyone got the course material, the PDF I provide. Everyone got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Today I will give a link of your book, the main study book. You can take help more. You didn't, nobody asked me to provide that. Sir, please give us the book link or book PDF. Okay. So
Yes,
today I will give 2 book PDF. There is not a fixed one book, but I will basically follow both 2 books. But those books are, bigger than 25 megabytes. So I cannot give an email. So I will give Google Drive link. So you can download from those. Okay. And
okay, sir.
you can also collect the hard copy, but right now it's not a wise decision to collect the hard copy. You just study from the soft copy. Okay. So I will give the 2 book material. And also I have already given the 6th class. Today will be the 7th class. I checked right now, the 7th class, uh, the 7th topic will be today. So that was, and probably I'm not sure, everything I'm discussing is quite unofficial. It's not fixed yet, but I'm guessing that probably before Idul Azha, that means Idul Azha might be on 2 or 3 August. Okay, 2 or 3 August. Today is 11th June. So it might be the class might end before Idul Azha, if I'm not wrong. If I'm not wrong, yes, Idul
Probably,
Azha.
sir.
So you know that if it is finished before Idul Azha, so it is probably it can finish 25, 26 to 27th July. Okay, so there is not so much time left. So
Yes.
so
Yes, sir.
but still, this is unofficially. I'm discussing it with you unofficially. Don't take it as an official. I might be wrong, but it's in my guess. It is what I'm seeing. So you have to study also. Okay, you have to study also, because these are the quarantine time. You don't have anything to do, but you have to study also. So that's why uh, we will please try to attend those classes. A few future classes will be very important and a little bit critical also. Okay, because the previous topics we already discussed, those are the basic topics and quite easy one. But now it will be much more in a critical way. So you have to attend those classes and tell your friends, please attend those classes. This class will be very necessary. So attend the live classes. Yeah, the teacher will give you the video lecture, the PDF, everything, but still it is important that you attend in the uh, live class, because in live class I used to answer so many questions,
Yeah.
and I love to answer. If I know, if I don't know, I will check back and then let you know in the next day. It's not a very big deal, but still the live class always gives you the enthusiastic feelings. So
Bro, abjad.
so after this class, this is not a class, just a discussion. After this discussion, I will provide the two link, the Google Drive link. You will download your you will download your books from there and upload in your Facebook group. Okay, I'm giving this responsibility to Amir. Amir
Okay,
will
sir.
download those two books and upload to the Facebook group. You have, I think you have a Facebook group,
Exactly, yes, sir.
Facebook group or WhatsApp group, everywhere. You just I just ensure that every student has that materials, that nobody makes a question that the sir didn't have gave us the material to study. Okay, so
Okay.
and also share my YouTube channel, that I have uploaded every classes there. Also made a playlist with your batch name, with your
Imagining,
batch
yes, sir.
name. Yes, there is a
I saw.
playlist. Yeah, there is a playlist. So everything is, on your hand. Just you search, you will get everything from my side.
Exactly.
So that is it. Now I will just get back the previous class a little bit, the discussions we required for today's class. I'll go back to the just previous class a little bit. So
Okay.
for that, I want to mute all. I want to mute all. You can give your role in the chat box and also tell your friends to join. Okay, only 10 students have joined. You can tell your friends to join. Let me open my uh, let me open share the share screen. I think you can. This is a very messy desktop. Mm, yes, electronics. I'll just go back to the diode circuit one more time, just to remind you what is forward biased, what is reverse biased. Just take it 2 or 3 minutes, so that everyone, if forgot, just give a remind. Okay. If you remember properly, let me make it. Uh, if you remember properly, this is the diode symbol, isn't it? This is the diode symbol. If you remember properly, a triangular structure which represents P, and a vertical line which represents N. Okay, so I think you remember properly. This is the structure of PN junction, or the PN junction diode. So next we will see that, sir, what is the forward bias and what is the negative bias. Okay, so here you can see that, when the PN junction, or P diode, now we'll call it as a diode, not a junction anymore, because it will confuse us. So a semiconductor diode, when the P is connected with the plus and N is connected with the minus or negative terminal, the diode is on forward bias. Okay, this is ideal diode. We're talking about ideal diode. So when the P is positive terminal and N is the negative terminal, this diode will be forward biased, and at that time the diode will act as just a short circuit. Okay, as act as a just short circuit, and the current will flow within the or through the diode. Okay, so this is a forward bias condition. P positive, N negative. You can remember from this line also. P represents positive, N represents negative. So yeah, it's just a normal case. So in normal case, it will be forward biased. So when this case will be reversed, at that time we can call it as reverse bias, something like that. You just check from here. So this is the P and N. So when P is connected with the negative, but P represents positive, and N is connected with the positive, those two are just the reverse scenario. P represents positive, N represents negative, but you can see that P is connected with negative and N is connected with positive. So in this scenario, when this happens, this is known as reverse bias. So at that time, this diode acts as an open circuit. You see that? That acts as an open circuit. So there is no current flow. There is no current flow. The current flow is not here when it is reversed bias. So I think you got this. These are what is forward bias, what is reverse bias condition. Let's see one more example, then we'll go to the today's topic. Okay. Just check this. So in this example, you can see that, so this is a diode, this is a diode, and this is the voltage or DC voltage. You see that? So this positive is connected with this P, and this negative is connected with this N. Okay, this is P, this is N. So you can see that the P is connected with positive and N is connected with negative. That's why we can call it this diode is in forward biased. Okay, so we have to check like that. The case of diode, the current situation of diode, is it forward biased or reverse biased? We need to check. Okay, so in this scenario, we can see that this is forward bias. Just see one more. Now see this one. In this case, you see that this is this is the diode, this is the diode, we can see, and this is the DC supply. So you see that this positive terminal is connected with the N, and this negative terminal is connected with P. So you can see that the N is connected with positive and P is connected with negative. So we can see that this diode is reverse biased. So the condition of this diode is the reverse bias. So in this way, we have to identify what is the condition of the diode. Is it forward biased or is it reverse biased? Okay, I think somebody needs to talk. Yeah, I will give a chance. No problem. I am making. Okay, I'm unmuting all. If any students have any questions, he can ask. My student, if you have still any question, you can ask. But I think that these are the very basic things. We have already completed those. This was just a reminder. That's what is forward bias, what is reverse bias. If still you have anything in your mind, you can share with me. My student, should I continue?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So I think that if you all forgotten, unfortunately, now you can remember, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I will go to our today's topic. I will not, talk too much. Just give a clue and give you the opportunity so that you can think by yourself and make us come up with a new ideas. And from the next class we will inshallah continue. This is known as introduction to Clipper circuit. This is known as introduction to Clipper circuit. My students, if you didn't give your role, please give your role in the chat box, because these are the attendance. So please try to give your role in the chat box, and also try to tell your friends to join the class if he is not right now, but okay, give me 1 minute, my students. Okay, so already I tell you that what is Clipper circuit. Clipper circuit is nothing, just the application of diode we already discussed in our previous classes. So don't get panic. So what is the different topics of Clippers? It is basically diode circuit. A circuit consists of diode and resistance. Just the diode circuit, nothing else. Okay, so you see that the Clippers, what is written, that the Clippers are the network, basically the circuit that employs diode, that uses diode to clip. Clip is just a cut a portion, to clip away a portion of the input signal without distorting the remaining part of the waveform. Okay, so what is clip? Clip is, suppose take a movie, and you have to clip a portion. So that means you have to cut a particular clip from that movie. So the Clipper circuit is, if I give you an example, something like that. Suppose this is a sinusoidal wave. This is a sinusoidal wave. So what does the Clipper circuit means? The Clipper circuit means that, sir, I need to clip. That means I need to cut the portion of negative. I need to cut the portion of negative part of this circuit or of this output. So this circuit will make you to clip. So the output will be something like that. So there will be no negative portion. Okay, there will be no negative portion. Similarly, it can happen also that we need to clip the positive side. So at that time, the Clipper circuit will be something like that. Only the negative portion. Okay, only the negative portion. So the Clipper circuit gives us the opportunity to clip a particular portion of the input signal. Okay, a particular portion of the input signal. So let's give an example, because there is nothing to describe, just step by step. There are two types of clippers. One is unbiased clippers, one is biased clippers. So what is unbiased clippers, what is biased clippers? Remember, take your note. I hope that everybody is attending this class, definitely have a pen and paper, everyone. The unbiased means without DC supply. So what you talking about without DC supply? Without DC, please write on your paper. Without DC supply, this is unbiased. So how can you tell that? So there is a DC supply. This is the input voltage. Yes, this is also a DC, but unbiased means there is no extra DC supply here. Suppose there is no DC supply here. If there is a DC supply here, or there are more than two DC supplies, okay, one is input and other one is the extra DC supply or DC voltage. that is biased clippers. But when there is nothing, just the input voltage, that is unbiased clippers. Let me give you a glimpse so that you can have a better idea. This one you can see that, sir, here this is the input Vi. Okay, one more DC source is applied. So there are two, basically one is input, another one is other DC supply. So this is known as biased clippers, but in unbiased this will be missing. Okay, in unbiased this will be missing. So unbiased will be only the input voltage. So I hope you clear and what is unbiased, what is biased. Okay, let's get back to the previous one. Okay, so today we'll discuss what is unbiased clippers, then we'll conclude our class. So what is unbiased clippers? So unbiased clippers is, you know, at first you will, you know, this is the input signal. Just see that this is the input signal. This is a square wave, and we have a clipper circuit given here. Okay, so this is the input signal is given, and this is the circuit, clipper circuit is given. So what is clipper circuit? Clipper circuit is nothing, my student, but with the combination of diode, resistance. Okay, diode and resistance. It's nothing extra, anything. So how this circuit will work? Sir, this circuit will work. How this circuit will work? At first, in the clipper circuit, always remember you first have to check what is the diode condition. Is it forward biased or reverse biased? This will be your first task. Sir, what will be the diode condition right now? So you see that in this case it has two cycle. One is, this is positive cycle, this is positive cycle, and this is negative cycle. You all know. So this is positive cycle and this is negative cycle. So we have to think twice, one for positive, one for negative. So for positive cycle, this will be plus and this will be minus. Okay, this will be plus and this will be minus. So you see that, sir, for positive cycle, what is the condition of diode? We all know that this is P and this is N. We all know. So you can see that, sir, P is connected with plus and N is connected with, sorry for my bad drawing, N is connected with minus. So this is plus connected with plus, this is minus. So that means this diode is forward biased. Am I clear? This diode is forward biased. So at first you have to check, sir, what is the condition of diode? Is it forward biased or reverse biased? Now we know that, so this is the forward biased. This diode is forward biased. So on that case, let me clear everything. On that case, this will be a short circuit line. This diode, because this is ideal diode, so there will be no voltage drop. This will be short circuited. Okay, so we can see that there are only two load. One is diode, one is resistance. So whatever the input, everything will be dropped in the resistance because there is no voltage drop in the diode. And you can see that the output voltage is across the resistance. The output voltage is across the resistance. So we can say that the whole voltage input, whole voltage V, this portion will be in the output. So that's why you can see that The whole input is in the output. So this is the input waveform. This is the output waveform. Okay. So we have discussed for the positive cycle. Okay. Remember, my student, we just discussed only for positive cycle. This is not negative. So let's discuss about negative cycle. This one. So for negative cycle, this sign will be reversed. This will be negative. This will be positive. This will be negative. This will be positive. Okay. So now check the condition of the diode. What is the right current condition of diode? You have to check. So now the P is connected with negative and the N is connected with positive. So when it is that, we all know that, so this is the reverse bias condition. Okay, the reverse bias condition. This is the reverse bias condition. So we all know that in the reverse bias condition, it looks like, or it becomes the open circuit. It looks like the open circuit. Okay. So in the open circuit, when it is an open circuit, there will be no voltage or there will be no current flow. There will be no current flow. When there is no current flow, there will be no voltage drop here. So the output voltage will be 0 because there is no current. There is no current passing here. So there is no current here in the resistance. So the output voltage will be 0. So that's why you see that this is the negative portion or the negative cycle. This is the negative portion, but in the output section, we do not get anything in the output because here in the negative portion or then the negative part, the voltage is 0. So if you see this properly, this circuit is known as negative clippers. Let me clear my drawing. This circuit is known as negative clippers. Why? You see that this is known as negative clippers. Why? Because it clips the negative part. You see that the clip means cut away. In the input, both the positive and negative part was there, but in the output section we see that there is no negative part. That's why the circuit or this type of clippers is known as negative clippers. Similarly, you see you can check the other type of signal also. These are the square waves. These are the square waves. You can see that in the sinusoidal and the sawtooth wave also. You see that this was the input section. This was the input section, but in the output, the negative part was clipped. You see that the negative part was clipped. Okay. Or even in this part also, this is the input section, the output, this is. So this is the function of clippers. Okay. So this was the negative clippers. So let's see one more thing, the positive clippers. The positive clippers. So which will give you a better understanding. So for that, you need to check this. Okay, now it looks good. So suppose you see that this is the positive clippers. How? Let's check it out. So sir, this is the input signal. This is the sinusoidal wave where the maximum value is Vm. The peak voltage is Vm. Okay, the peak voltage is Vm. So we have to calculate these both for positive and negative. So suppose for the positive cycle, this is plus and this is minus. So at that time, what is the condition of the diode? To see that the N is positive and the P is negative. So we can easily say that when it is the positive cycle, this positive cycle, the diode is reverse biased. The diode is reverse biased. Okay, so the diode is reverse bias. So in the output we will not get, because when it is reverse bias, this is the open circuit, you know, this is the open terminal, open circuit. So there will be no current in the R. So the output voltage VO will be 0. Okay, VO will be 0. So you see that this is the positive time, that is clipped part. So it will be not there. This is clipped part, it will be not there, because this is the reverse bias and there will be voltage will be 0. So in the output this part will be not there, because this is clipped part, we have to clip this part. So that's why this is the positive part, that's why this circuit is also known as positive clippers. Okay, let's discuss for the negative cycle. So what is the negative cycle? So when it is the negative cycle, this sign will be the, you know, reverse. This is minus, this is plus, this is minus, this is plus. So at that time the N will be minus and the P will be plus. N will be minus and the P will be plus. So we can say that this is forward bias, this is forward bias. So the current will flow, the current will flow, so the current will flow. So all the voltage will be dropped in the R. So the VO will be the VM, all the input voltage will be dropped in the output. So that's why in the negative part you can say that, you can see the output is same as the input. So this circuit clips the positive part and, you know, makes away the negative part. So that's why this is known as positive clippers. Okay, so we discussed negative clippers, we saw positive clippers, but these two are, or these two types are totally unbiased. There is no extra DC supply is here. So from next class, we will see the biased clippers, how the biased clipper works. Well, I will give you today's class lecture in advance, so you will just see and check that. If you understand, if you don't understand, it's also okay, no problem. I will discuss in the next class what is the biased clipper looks like. Okay, so today the discussion is still, now I am unmuting all my students, so that if you have any question you can ask me, so that I can give you answer. My students, is there any question?
No, sir. For me, no.
Crystal clear? I believe that it's a crystal clear, because I didn't discuss too much tough topics. It's quite easy one, just a different approach. But at first, I I must remember you that while we are studying the semiconductor diode or the forward bias, reverse bias, I told you that those two concepts will remain so long, will be very vital for you. That what is forward bias, what is reverse bias, you have to understand. You cannot memorize. If you don't understand what is forward bias and reverse bias, please
Nice.
check my videos, because those two will be helpful for your rest of the videos also. So my students, I think nobody has a question.
Yes, sir.
So let's stop the screen share. Um, I think you are understanding the class. I believe. I don't know, uh, but I believe. Is it? Is it real?
What is it, sir?
So after this class, I will give you the class lecture, the book, everything. Please always make sure that you have the pen and paper, because you know everything is not possible written in the PDF. So I tell so many things very slowly. So you just take some small notes. So that will help you for the class. Even but still, you have, as you have the video lecture, so it will be also possible for you for see. But still, taking some notes will always help you when you study. Okay, so I am giving you the task that I am giving you the class lecture. Today's class lecture I've already discussed. That's the unbiased clippers. You have the opportunity to study the biased clippers. Okay, so the biased clippers you study, but I will definitely discuss in the next class. But please, our next class will be probably on Sunday, if I'm not wrong, Sunday. So definitely on that class I will discuss. But if you have 2 or 3 days in your hand, you can study what is biased clippers. I'm giving you the book, giving you the class lecture, and you just need to study. So that's it for today. Please make sure that your all friends join the class, because I found so many students in this class. Today probably the first class, that's why only 14 students are present, or 14 to 15 students. I believe that in the next class it will be much more. I will tell Hasnat that all the Bengali students, tell them to join, because I think that I already discussed in the previous class that the midterm exam can be at the end of this month. I'm not sure, but can be at the end of. So we don't have so much time. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
so please inform other students that sir has told today. It was not a very big class, it was just a 30 to 40 minute classes, but I discussed the whole scenario and get back to the main process of this semester also. So that's why I will tell you that you study very fast, and I will give you the 2 books link. So download those 2 books and share in your Facebook group for other students. So that's it for today. If everyone stay hope, stay safe, okay, and pray for me, pray for all also, and definitely pray to Allah also.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay. Please,
Thank you, sir.
next from next class,
Assalamu alaikum.
definitely inform all students that
Okay,
Sir
sir.
has started the class in full swing.
Yes, sir.
So there is no scope of enjoying. You have enjoyed a lot. Okay, so yeah, we have to get back to the classroom, the virtual classroom. So okay, assalamu alaikum from my side to all of you, and stay safe. Okay.
Inshallah, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, my students.